Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about the Stihl MS170 and the big news that's here about this unit from Stihl. A little bit of stuff here to cover, and I can't say all the news about this particular saw is good. So, we're really going to have to unpack that and get into it. So be sure to stick around, give me a thumbs up, hit subscribe, hit that bell, hit all, and let's talk about it. Alright guys, so the Stihl MS170, this has been like the introductory saw for most people when it comes to chainsaw carving. I know it was my first saw that I purchased brand new and started carving with. I've got, 2 or 3 of these off to the side set up. I do a lot of small carvings, detail work with them. They get a lot of use from me. I also know this is the saw that I recommend to the majority of my beginner carvers right here on YouTube. And it's also a saw that a lot of homeowners go to and purchase for small things around the yard. When they just need a small saw for yard cleanup, things like that, this tends to be the unit that gets purchased. It's not overly expensive. It's got just enough power to clean up limbs and shrubs and things like that, smaller, kind of trees, and you're able to get the job done. Now, there really is some news going on, around this unit. There's like, kind of a big deal to me, because like I said, this has been a unit that I have been using for a long time, this size, the MS170. Not this particular one, this one's brand new, but I've got several of them that I've used for this carving business. The big deal really is Stihl has discontinued the MS170. From what I gather, they were on the production line, and once that was it. They are done. So if you're hoping to get 1, 2, 3, or 4 of these, you better get to your local dealer and buy them now. My local dealer, I got the last one right here. We're going to do some things with this, though, a little bit different than usual in another video. But this MS170 was the last one my local dealer had, and so I made it mine. Brought this one home with me. Now, like I said, I'm going to love on this saw because I can't get another one. And we'll make a video on that. But I wanted to let you guys know what's going to be the new alternatives. Now I realize I keep saying discontinued. They've stopped production. I guess that's kind of the same thing, right? So we're talking about alternatives. What are the alternatives? Well, Stihl's come out with 3 new saws that are going to be right within the realm of the MS170. And you're going to be looking at the MS162, 172, and the 182. Now I've got some stats I'm not good at memorizing, so I've got them saved right here, written down so I could read them off to you guys so you know kind of what you're getting into. Prices will be based off my local area, and right now we're in July 2024. So pricing can always change depending on where you're located, things like that, and what year we're in. Obviously things usually tend to go up. So right now the MS170 is 30.1 cc's, goes for right around $199.99. It's going to be replaced, or is being basically replaced, with the Stihl MS162. It's 30.1 cc's, and it's also $199.99. Now, I've had the opportunity to put hands on the 162. These saws, 162, 172, 182, they have a whole new air filter system, along with a lot of other new stuff. So like I said, I'm not totally counting these out, right, these new models. They've got some new features that I really like. We're going to look at one of those saws today before we go, alright, so you guys can kind of get an overview of that. So the 170, right, basically its replacement is going to be the 162. After the 162, as far as CC wise goes, the next one up is going to be the MS172. You're looking at 31.8 cc's, and right now it's $219.99. So you get 1.7 cc more for another 20 bucks. I've ran that. You can feel a bit of a difference between that saw and the 162. I've run both. So I wouldn't be too disheartened about jumping on or even going up for 20 bucks onto a 172, After the 172 in line, when we're talking homeowner series and these size saws, you're looking at the MS180. Now, I'm not sure yet what Stihl is going to do with the 180. Heck, even with my luck, I'll put this video out, maybe they'll say, never mind, we're going to start making 170s again just to make me look silly. You never know. Please do. Anyway, MS180. I haven't heard, I haven't seen anything of them stopping production on it, so we'll see how it goes. But as of right now, the MS180 is a 31.8cc saw, and it's $239.99 priced at my dealer. So I don't know, you know, the 172 is cheaper by 20 bucks, but you're talking the same cc, and that's a newer model. So I'm not sure if the dealer just kind of had the wrong tag on it, if they're supposed to mark it down, or what they're doing there, or if they're just trying to promote the sales of that new 172, right? So they're leaving the 180 a little high, maybe. I'm not sure. So look at it like that, right? You're thinking if I get a 172, it's the same as my 170. It's not. It's actually got more power, because the 170 is only 30.1 cc, and the 172 is 31. The 180 is also 31.8. So 172 and the 180 are pretty much the same size saw. And the 162 and the 170 are the same size saw. Alright? Hopefully you guys are kind of sticking with me here. So after the 172, it's the 180. They're the same. Then you jump to a 211. That's kind of this weird saw, in my opinion, that's between the 180 and a 250. Is a 211. It's like this strange model. I'm always like, if you're gonna go bigger from a 180, just get a 250. 250, 251. Anyway, MS211, 25.2 cc, $319.99 at my local dealer. That's what that's at. But if you jump to the new MS182, 35.8 cc's, it's $279.99. Now I could have some numbers mixed up here, but I mean, my dealer could have some pricing changes that they got to go through. But I mean, as of right now, I mean, you can get 10 more cc's for less money on the MS182. I mean, that's quite a jump going to from a 211 and a 182. You'd think it'd go 182, 211, but it's not actually going 211, 182 as far as cc's go. But you're getting a better deal on that 182 right now if you guys are buying. Now listen, they're not promoting it. I'm getting zero kickback on this video from Stihl. For all they know, I don't exist other than a guy that does some service work on their units from time to time. Hey Stihl, you want to throw me some chainsaws? If any of you reps are watching, hook a guy up, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, after the MS182, Stihl has another saw that they've come out with, and that's the MS212. So the new MS212 is going to be 38.6 cc's, $359.99. So I mean, there's the newest lineup for like these smaller homeowner size saws. I know a lot of my carvers and new carvers alike are looking at that 170 to 180, the MS170, MS180. I'm leaning myself a little bit more toward probably an MS172 and maybe a 182, just to have a little bit more boost. I'm not sure if I'll end up with a 162. I mean, I just got this 170, so anyway, we're gonna do some fun stuff with this 170 in another video in the future. This is gonna potentially be a shelf princess, because we won't be able to get another one, but we're gonna do something real special with it. So if you guys want to see that, you know, make sure you hit subscribe, you hit that bell, you hit all, so you don't miss those future uploads. Also, I've been doing a lot of chainsaw carving live. Love going live, talking with you guys, hanging out, and you know, if you do all that stuff, you won't miss those live events either. Alright, so this is the MS172C. Right, this is one of those new saws. Buddy of mine's actually let me borrow it. He bought this. I didn't buy it. He bought it. So he's like, hey man, use it, make some videos. We are going to try to do a head-to-head, but like we just said, the 172's got more power than the old 170. So I've got a 180C off to the side over there. If I can get that guy tuned up and running well, then I think we'll do a cut-for-cut test, MS172 against the MS180C, and we'll see how they go. So they should be right around. They should be right in the same CC range like we just talked about. So, brand new Stihl MS172C. I did carve with it in another video, in case you guys missed it. I don't even remember here. What's this run? 16-inch bar, 3/8 pitch, 43 gauge chain. So they used to put like 50s on all this stuff. They must have watched my videos because I've said, hey, they should go down to 43. Cuts faster. It does. It's not grabbing so much bite with that bigger tooth, but I like 43 gauge chain on these smaller saws. I think it rips. It's all a homeowner needs. And honestly, if you're carving and detailing, that's all we really need too for smaller stuff. Let me move the 170 out of the way here. Hopefully we don't drop that girl on the ground. So here we are. The cover on the new 172, 162, 172, 182, and even the 212, they don't come off like the older 170, 180 styles. There's nothing to pop this off. So you actually have to grab your scratch. You can use the scratch that's got the torque bit on the end, or you can use your regular scratch that you got from your older units. It's got just, you know, your flathead screwdriver on there. But you got to get in here. There's, I'll give you guys a little close-up shot in a second. There's 3 screws that hold this in. Now the 172 does have a primer bulb, so we've got that as well to contend with here. So here is that cover. I think those screws will fall out if I give it a good shake, but I'd rather not lose them if I don't have to. This is what I really do like right off the bat on this new unit, guys. See that filter? Pops right on. It's held in place by plastic. Already love this design. As a carver, I'm making fine sawdust, working all day. Sometimes that filter on the 170, I dust my stuff off, compressed air, it pops up, dust goes right in the carve. I gotta clean that carve. This looks like it's gonna be a bit easier to deal with. Now these still are going to use the same spark plug we've been popping in our 170s, so we ain't got to worry about that. Spin the saw around here, look at the exhaust. We got 2 bolts that hold the exhaust on instead of 2 nuts on the older units. 2 bolts that go right through, bolt everything in. We still have access though for that spark arrestor for cleaning and all that kind of stuff. They still kept the twist on caps for these instead of the ones that go in lock like they got on the bigger saws. I like that these smaller ones still have these simple twist-in caps, easy to use. There's no fuss with that. Primer bulb. I mean, this saw still fires right up, no issues. It is brand new. I've used it more than my buddy has in a couple carving videos to kind of try it out, see what I thought. I'm, you know, for using it just a couple times, I'd say I'm pretty happy with it. I can see myself, you know, like when I need a saw in the future, not really hesitating. I mean, Stihl's always a good brand, but I don't really see myself hesitating jumping to a 172 for this stuff. Now we are going to get into a video in the near future, and just to see what can we do with these, because as chainsaw carvers we like to modify, right? We do somewhat modify. We like to grab that carving bar from Stihl and a different sprocket, put those things on and turn these units into detail units. So we're going to get into a video on that as well. Is that possible with this? Do we have to buy a ton of new stuff? Will things swap over? I don't know, but we're going to figure it out together, right? Something else I like, new style cover on the side, a little bit different, still plastic. It's not like a hard case. It's not like those metal cast ones on the bigger units. Still nice. Now they do have some that has that quick, easy adjust. I do prefer the single or double nut on here. Yeah, so that all looks pretty good. There is a little bit of a concern that I have, and I don't know, you know, obviously it's not a make or break because we can't do anything about it. They're getting rid of that 170. But my concern, honestly, is the oil and fuel tank on the new unit compared to the old unit. Alright, so if we look at the housing on this old unit, the housing comes across, it's split. The housing, this whole cover comes off. You take your caps off, undo the screws, you can pull this whole rewind off, and you can slide out the gas tank. You can slide out the oil tank. You can replace those if need be. The only thing making me nervous about the new one, guys, It's all built in. So it doesn't look to me like I can just slide my fuel tank out. So on the new one, the motor housing and the gas tanks all one piece. Like, the dogs are cast on the same material as the oil tank, which then comes across that the recoil hooks to, which is then cast on the exact same pieces for the fuel tank. And then we go underneath, and the motor is also bolted through there. Then we come around to this side, same thing over here. The sprockets in here and all this is all one piece. Gas tank, oil tank, all that looks to be one piece to me. So that makes me a little nervous. Like, if I drop this and smash that oil tank, there's no outer layer of protection like there is on the older unit. So, you know, the new unit has its good and potentially its bad, but I think that's with everything. If we start really nitpicking and analyzing every aspect of every tool we have, you know, new compared to old, we're always going to find the good and the bad. I would say, though, be careful not to, you know, throw these around. You're spending decent money anyway, but you're carbon, you're doing this for a living and stuff. Don't drop these guys. That does make me nervous right there. Is it going to prevent me from buying one of these in the future? No. I'm going to put one in the lineup. I'm going to have one at some point. Like I said, this one's my buddy's, but, you know, I'll get one of my own, I'm sure. It's kind of it. It's kind of all I got, guys. Kind of talking about the end of a little era there, you know, the MS170 going away. So if you guys are looking to get one, you better get down to your dealer today, and you better scoop those puppies up, because they're going to be gone. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to give me a thumbs up, hit subscribe, hit that bell, hit all, and feel free to leave a comment. Check out some videos popping up, and I'll see you guys later.